Call to order the regular council meeting of February 8th, 2016. It's 7:30 p.m. Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Colella, Dixon, Givens,
Here.
Hannon,
Present.
Harrison,
Present.
McLean,
Here.
Mowry, O'Brien,
Present.
Pape. Five present.
5 members are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Other chair announcements. An executive session of council was held on January 18th, 2016 for the purpose of police promotional interviews, and this evening before we came out here on February 8th, 2016 for personnel issues. Let's move to the report of the officials. Our library report is not here tonight, so let's move to the police chief, Tim O'Connor.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. Thank you for coming tonight. In lieu of our normal report, we want to recognize some people tonight. So you may not know this, the school guards come under the auspices of the police department. And we know Russ Bosch was already recognized once by the municipality, but we have a special regard for him because him and his group, they do their job, rain, snow, shine, never a peep out of them, and they're out there protecting the municipality's most precious asset, its children. So we want Russ to come up tonight. We're going to honor him from the department ourselves. Come on up, Russ. Here is a flag for you. Upside down. We have this nice shiny award.
And it's really a pleasure to have work with such great guys. I have to tell you, the chief, the lieutenants, and all the other gentlemen are so helpful. And I mean, this is the easiest job in the world. And here we are getting spanked for it. I mean, who is? I do have to say, I was going to ask the chief for permission, but we're looking for another guard. So if anybody, in the records office, in the police station, so thank you, everybody. And I'll tell you, all the guards, we all think so much of Bethel Park and the kids. It's amazing. And when you talk to the crossing guard, they always say, "My kids." Thank you so much.
We also have tonight is our 2015 Merit Award winners from the Bureau of Police as voted on by their peers. So first I'd like to have Lieutenant Kirsch come up, Officer Gorman, and Officer Colby Grubich. Come on up front and center. So we have, along with this, we have a pin to give out. Number one award winner is Lieutenant Kirsch. You got the most. In second place is Officer Colby Grubich. And our bronze medalist is Officer Sean Gorman. They get car wash certificates to Buggy Bath. And after the plaques, the most important things, they get awarded checks. Lieutenant Kirsch, it's your check. Colby, and Sean. Job well done, gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, that'll conclude my presentation here for this evening. We have our friend, the fire chief, making his way through the crowd. It's a big crowd, too. It's taking a while to get here. He is. And we'll turn it over to him. Thank you.
Yeah. My name's Dave Gerber. I'm the fire chief with the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company. I'm here to give you the chief's report for the month of January 2016. In the month of January, we ran 34 fire calls, 13 fire alarms, 5 CO calls, 2 out-of-town assist calls, 2 structure fires, 1 vehicle fire, 4 smoke conditions, 4 odors of natural gas, 1 good intent, 1 suspicious package, and 1 electrical condition, totaling 34 calls. Weather's saying it's supposed to snow some starting tonight over the next day or two. If we get significant accumulation, last I saw earlier today it was 4 to 6 inches. I don't know if that's still going to be the case or not. If it is, if you have, fire hydrant in your area, on your property, across the street from you, whatever, we always ask that you clean it out. It makes our job much easier if we do have an emergency on your street or in your area. To get to the fire hydrant. So we ask that you clear a path about 3 foot around from where the fire hydrant is to make it accessible for us and your firemen to take care of getting water as needed. The number one question I get anymore right now is, how's the new building coming? If you've been past the Brightwood Fire Station down there lately, as far as I know, Jerry, it's still on time and on schedule, correct? So we're looking to get keys for it May 2nd. It's starting to come together really good. They're getting the brickwork and stuff done. If you look at it from the front's all done. The sides are all, for the most part, all done. They're still working on it. It's going like crazy. It looks great. I was inside about 2 weeks ago. They're starting to put drywall up and all. It looks fantastic. So we're very, very excited about getting finished and moved in. One last safety tip. I always try and give you guys a fire prevention tip for the month. It's February, Valentine's Day coming up. You get with your significant other. We're going to talk about candle safety real quick. With candles, you want to make sure that you have it in a secure and sturdy holder. Make sure it's on something sturdy and solid. Make sure there's about a foot diameter around it, that there's nothing around. Always watch curtains. You can always get curtains blowing around. We've had curtains catch on fire because they've blown in the wind because the wind has cracked a little bit or whatever. Don't burn the candles all the way down. Put it out before you it gets too close to the holder or the container. If you have oxygen, somebody that uses oxygen in your home that's on oxygen for breathing, probably shouldn't use candles at all. We had a fire last year. A little over a year ago, the lady was using oxygen. Fire and oxygen do not mix. It makes a mess and a giant problem. So if you have anybody on oxygen in your home, please do not use candles and be very careful. And if you have the candles out for weather emergencies like we just mentioned coming up, make sure that you have some flashlights. you never want the candles burning and stuff while you fall asleep and stuff at night. If you're, using the candles, make sure you blow them out before you go to bed. So with that, unless there's any questions, that's my report for this evening.
Thanks, Chief.
Ready?
Next, we'll move to the mayor's report. Mayor Allen.
Thank you, Chief. I'll tell you what, I think this is the largest crowd I've ever seen in here. So I guess my question is, are our roads safe tonight? Okay. I just have a couple things, and obviously one of them's on the theme that we have here this evening. But I wanted to mention everyone that the municipal offices will be closed on Monday, February 15th for President's Day, and keep in mind the garbage will not be delayed that week. Secondly, we're in the process of updating our website, and we need your input. If you go onto our website, there's a link on there that you can take a survey, let us know how it's working for you, what you like to see, and the changes that we can make. And finally, last month during a snowstorm, and I think you've seen this on television, one of our residents suffered a heart attack. 3 officers responded to that call to assist the EMS. The person was transported to the hospital, and our 3 officers stayed behind and actually shoveled the driveway. And all the negative things that we hear today, it's finally nice to see something positive that's brought for our officers. So what I'd like to do is bring those 3 officers up. Mike Minson, and I know Mike's here, Sean Gorman, and Justin Beer. First, I'd like to congratulate you on the work that you did on that incident and to give Bethel Park a good name. One thing that I try to do every month is recognize people that make Bethel Park a special place to live. And I have a certificate of recognition for each of you. This one says, presented to Sean Gorman for your dedication to the Bethel Park community, awarded this 8th day of February 2016, signed by myself. So, Sean. Mike, congratulations. Our newest officer, Justin, thank you very much. Would I like to say something? Well, thank you very much, and that's my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, we'll move to the approval of the minutes. Mr. McLean.
Approval of minutes. First item is the regular council meeting of January 11th, 2016. I move that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of January 11, 2016.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the regular council meeting minutes of January 11, 2016. Any discussion on the motion? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Dixon? Yes. Gibbons?
Yes.
Cannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
6-0.
The motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Next item is bills and payrolls. I move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list 020816 in the amount of $1,823,123.83.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 020816 in the amount of $1,823,123.83. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Dixon? Yes. 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is resident comments on non-agenda items. You have 3 minutes, and the manager will tell you when your time is nearing. Anybody want to speak on anything? State your name and address.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, Bethel Park Council, my name is Gordon Ogle, and I reside at 3505 Forest Road. I'm a volunteer for the Montour Trail Bethel Park branch, and as a volunteer I pick up stones, cut grass and things like that. Last week, we were informed by West Penn Power, whose parent company is First Energy, that they intend to cut a 65-foot swath right down the Montour Trail. Now, it's hard to visualize what that means, but if you travel on the interstates, you've probably seen where scars across the landscape where these high-power voltage lines are, where they have trees removed. And I had a hard time visualizing that on the Montour Trail, so I went out to Washington School and stood on the Montour Trail looking towards Logan Road. And if you look towards Logan Road, there are trees on your right, trees on your left. At the end of the month, West Penn Power will come through and remove everything on the right-hand side, all the way down to Logan Road. They will chemically kill the stumps, and any place that will have erosion, they will install or plant what's called crown vetch. Now, the Pennsylvania Department of Nature and Conservation Resources have said that crown vetch is an invasive plant. It's harmful to the environment. It is not good for our native flowers, our wildlife, and things like that. We have met with the representatives from West Penn Power, and we've negotiated a redbud here, a forsythia plant there. We've also identified a tree that happens to be right next to one of their power lines. That's only maybe about 15 feet tall. That tree is marked for death. Why? Because they're worried about their power line sagging due to the summer heat. That tree is within 25 foot of the sag line. But it's a full-grown tree, but they plan to cut it down. We will meet again tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Irishtown Road to again talk to them, try to help them understand that this is our second most important resource or item in Bethel Park, because everybody loves the trail who uses it. It is a beautiful place to walk, to bike. Many people like getting out on the trail, walking into nature, picking berries, looking at the flowers. But next month at this time, it will be all gone. There will be one big, huge scar right down the middle of Bethel Park. So I'll let you know again tomorrow. I'll let the mayor know again tomorrow what the outcome of this meeting is about. But West Penn Power does have the right to do this. They do need to do this to protect their investment, the power lines. They're legally obligated to do this. But 18 years ago, we entered an agreement with them to start this trail. We've built benches, we've planted trees, we maintained the trail, we maintain a very good access for them to provide their trucks in case they need to maintain the line. We built this great J.R. Taylor Bridge crossing it. You should also know that from the J.R. Taylor Bridge to Limestone and to Brush Run, the devastation will be even more severe. So thank you again for your time, and I appreciate any help that you can give the Bethel Park Montour Trail.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak? Okay. Hearing none, let's go to the agenda. Let's go to General Policy and Finance and Mr. McLean.
Mr. President, there are no items on the agenda tonight for general policy and finance.
Any additional items?
Mr. Hannon,
Mr. Harrison.
I made some comments for the record last month under General Policy and Finance, and it's my intent to make some supplementary comments, but with council's okay, I'll wait till after the health, welfare, and safety, because there's lots of people in the crowd that are here for that part of the agenda.
Hearing no objection, we'll do that, Mr. Harrison. Okay, any other comments on GP&F? Hearing none, let's go to Planning and Zoning and Mr. Dixon.
Mr. President, we have one item under Planning and Zoning this evening. Application number 20150632, Willow Terrace Plan of Lots, Major Subdivision, 5627 Willow Terrace Drive. I move that we approve application number 20150632, Willow Terrace Plan of Lots, Major Subdivision, 5627 Willow Terrace Drive, in accordance with the municipal engineer's correspondence dated February 4th, 2016.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve application number 2015-0632, Willow Terrace Plan of Lots, Major Subdivision, 5627 Willow Terrace Drive, in accordance with the municipal engineer's correspondence dated February 4th, 2016. Any discussion on this item?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. O'Brien.
this month's committee meeting, we had a very spirited and very good working meeting with the residents of Holly Hills and Willow Terrace and Minosa. I'd like to thank James Hannon and Paul Dixon for their gracious and staff to work with the residents and take as much time, and the rest of council, to answer all the questions that were presented and to incorporate most of them, or not all of the issues that the residents raised in the developer's agreement. And also I'd like to thank the developer himself for being so accessible and answering questions. And I think this is a plan that will move forward, and I think it'll be accepted. May not be at first because of all the construction, but I think it'll be a great addition to Bethel Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Any other discussion with council? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Gibbons. 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. Dixon,
Mr. Hannon, that is all I have this month for planning and zoning.
any additional items on planning and zoning? Okay, let's go to health, safety, and welfare, and Mr. O'Brien.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tonight we have promotion, police sergeant. I move that we promote Ed Catch to the position of sergeant for the Bethel Park Police Department with a start date agreeable to Police Chief Timothy O'Connor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to promote Ed Catch to the position of sergeant for the Bethel Park Police Department with a start date agreeable to Police Chief Timothy O'Connor. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Promotion, police sergeant. I move that we promote Michael Dunn to the position of sergeant for the Bethel Park Police Department with a start date agreeable to Police Chief Timothy O'Connor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to promote Michael Dunn to the position of sergeant for the Bethel Park Police Department with a start date agreeable to Police Chief Timothy O'Connor. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
McLean.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Promotion, police sergeant. I move that we promote David Arnold to the position of sergeant for the Bethel Park Police Department with a start date agreeable to Police Chief Timothy O'Connor.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to promote David Arnold to the position of sergeant for the Bethel Park Police Department with a start date agreeable to Police Chief Timothy O'Connor. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Dixon.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. We're gonna do right now. Is there any additional items under?
Mr. Chairman, there are no additional items under health, safety, and welfare.
Okay, we're gonna go off the agenda a little bit here and ask the chief to bring up his new sergeants and the magistrate, Ron Ononi, to come in and swear these gentlemen in.
Thank you, counsel. Thank you. Thank you all assembled. Promotion is a very big, important step in someone's career. I can remember 30 years ago almost when I was promoted by the then Pittsburgh's mayor, Sophie Masloff, the beloved mayor. Still remember it. So along with that comes a tremendous responsibility. And I think we have 3 fine candidates here, and they will be up to the task in leading this department forward to the next level. So without further ado, I will give you Bethel Park's own, the Honorable Judge Ron Arnone, to administer the oath of office.
Just a few brief words, members of council, mayor, staff. I just want to say it's been an honor and a privilege not only to swear these fine men in tonight, but to swear the chief in and Lieutenant Babbitt and Lieutenant Kirsch. And I truly mean that. You guys have done a great job. Chief, you've done a fantastic job. And it is my privilege and honor and duty to swear these fine men in tonight as sergeants for the municipality of Bethel Park. So thank you. Guys, if you could raise your right hand. Just repeat after me, and after I, repeat your own name, okay? I. Thank you. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, laws and ordinances of the municipality of Bethel Park, and all the rules and regulations pertaining to the governing of the Department of Police, and as a duly appointed sergeant, I will well and faithfully discharge and perform all the duties of my position according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God. Congratulations, guys.
Do we have, we're going to pin the badges on next. Do we have the presenters coming up? Presenters.
Congratulations, Ed.
Copies for you guys personally. Your own copy. The other copy will be for the chief.
Family members, present your badges. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. All right, Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you so much. There's also cake and refreshments downstairs after. If you care to join us, you can have my piece. I don't eat cake.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Mr. Harrison, you want to continue your part of the meeting now? Mr. Harrison?
I'll move on to the next agenda item, so we folks get a chance to scurry out. It's up to you. I'll speak now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they do it. Yeah. I'm not sure what changed dramatically.
Probably the merger with New Ohio, the new guidelines.
See, Andy's back there too. Andy, that's the police. What's the board he's on? The foundation, but if you mean police or he's on that too. He's on it, that's so much for the town. Thanks, Judy. I've heard of you.
Can you hear that? Hey, Jill, you look like a bit. How do you write these down? I'm good at that. Child. Just a child.
Mr. Harrison, you'd like to continue?
Okay, thank you very much. I hadn't planned on it, but that ceremony right in front of us gives me a good segue into what I want to talk about. At the last meeting, I expressed my concern about the decline in our unique nation because of the violation at all levels of government, the federal level, the state level, the local level. At that time, tonight I'm just going to confine myself to the local level because of information we just received in the last couple of days. I have alleged that there was malfeasance involved relative to the Bethel Park Fire Company, volunteer fire company ballot question that was passed a couple of years ago. Excuse me. I allege that our super lawyer McTiernan was complicit in the violation of the Home Rule Charter, which is the Bethel Park Constitution. He ruled, after I objected to that, read the portion of the Home Rule Charter that said that the action council was about to take was a violation of the Home Rule Charter. He subsequently ruled that it was okay because the action was I'll have to get the word out of my mouth here. It was an initiative ordinance. The Home Rule Charter says ordinances aren't effective until 30 days after passage. There's no adjective in front of it. I allege that McTiernan basically added a word initiative in front of the word ordinance to justify the action that was taken. I'd heard no comments about reviewing the Home Rule Charter until after I brought this to everybody's attention. So then there was what I consider an unneeded Home Rule Charter Committee formed, and not surprisingly, one of the recommendations they're making is that the section of the ordinance that implements the 30-day period before an ordinance becomes effective, they've essentially, I don't think they had the guts to take it out of the Home Rule Charter, but they took the guts out of the part of the Home Rule Charter that provides that ability of the Bethel Park citizens to object to ordinances that we pass if they feel that they're not satisfied with them. That 30-day clause in the Home Rule Charter has been used several times in this community in the last few decades. And the Home Rule Charter Commission suggested that if ever ordinance was allowed to be subjected to that scrutiny, then it would be it would cause a deleterious effect to the municipal government. And I challenge any member of that committee to cite to me specific examples where the successful use of that part of the Home Rule Charter has been implemented. It just didn't happen. The most recent use of the 30-day part of the Home Rule Charter was a couple of years ago when a large tax increase was proposed. Well, the petition being circulated, the finance officer of this community in this hall told the public and council that a review of the municipal finances at that time indicated that a tax increase was not necessary. The petition committee accepted the word of the municipality and terminated the petition campaign. The council increased the taxes anyway. I cite this example to warn the public that the municipality cannot be trusted in similar situations. The 30-day clause must be retained in the present form to provide the public the means to challenge ordinances that they disagree with. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Let's move on to Public Works and Maintenance, and Mrs. Gibbons.
Resolution, Cool Springs Carriage Home Sewage Facilities Planning Module. I move that we adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with Cool Springs Carriage Homes.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with Cool Springs Carriage Homes. Any discussion on council? Mr. Spagland, please call the roll.
Dixon?
Yes.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Mrs. Gibbons.
Willow Terrace Plant of Lots Sewage Facilities Planning Module. I move that we adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with the Willow Terrace Plan of Lots.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with the Willow Terrace Plan of Lots. Any discussion on this motion? Mr. Spagland, please call the roll.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mrs. Gibbons.
Cool Springs Assisted Living Facility Sewage Facilities Planning Module. I move that we adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with Cool Springs Assisted Living Facility.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with Cool Spring Assisted Living Facility. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagland, please call the roll.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Mrs. Gibbons.
Bethel Park Retail Commercial Land Development Sewage Facilities Planning Module, 5110 Library Road. I move that we adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with Bethel Park Retail Commercial Development.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to adopt the resolution approving the sewage facilities planning module associated with Bethel Park Retail Commercial Development. Any discussion from council on this item? Mr. Spagland, please call the roll.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Dixon?
Yes.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mrs. Gibbons.
I have no additional items.
Is there any additional items? Hearing none.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Good night, everybody.